Thank you for participating in the audio tape and CD ministry from Christ Unity Church in Medford, Oregon. At the conclusion of this presentation, please continue listening for important information.
Good morning, children of God.
Good morning.
Pictures. All right. Sharing is a good thing. That's part of why we're here. Let's start this morning in prayer. Oh, loving Father, Mother God, we take this moment to acknowledge your presence. We feel you moving in and through us. As we breathe and rest in this knowledge, we are open, receptive, responsive, and obedient to your instruction and your guidance. And we say thank you for the opportunity to come together to pray, to praise, to worship in the name, in the nature, and in the power of the Christ. Amen.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to our service this morning. We're so happy to have you here. Here at Christ Unity Church, our guests are always welcome, whether here in the sanctuary or on the internet. And we like to acknowledge our guests as first-timers, because after that we hope you feel at home with our church family. For those online, please drop us a note, and for those here in the chapel, please stay following the service for fellowship so we can get better acquainted with you. The theme for the month is There is Only One Power and One Presence in My Life. And today's message will be Our Refuge and Strength. The reading of our daily word this morning will be by Flo.
Our daily word topic for today is grace. My heart beats with gratitude for the blessings of amazing grace. As I turn in thought to God, I reflect on the incredible, the enduring gift of grace, which is God's unconditional love and acceptance. To perceive the magnitude of God's grace is to experience the gentle, abiding love that enfolds all and blesses always. Even in the most trying moments, I am at peace, knowing that because God's grace is active, all is well. With gratitude to God for the myriad ways that grace shows up in my life, I act in ways that enrich the lives of those around me. And the results are amazing. Forgiveness and love, freely given and received, help and hope extended to those who are most in need. Now, grace is light that shines forth through the darkness. It lifts the fog of concern and revealing the power and the presence of God. My heart beats with gratitude for the blessing of amazing grace. And the Bible reference is from John 1. From his fullness, we have all received grace upon grace. Thank you.
From his fullness, we have all received grace upon grace. And we receive that grace when we take the time to go into prayer and meditation. This morning, we're going to start with I am. And as you acknowledge the truth of you, as you name the God of you, in you, and through you, I am, you move into that place in consciousness that Jesus called our inner chamber, our secret place, where we can come and lock the door and leave all those thoughts and feelings of what are mine to do later in this day, and all those thoughts and feelings of that which I should have done before this moment. And I lay those thoughts aside, knowing that if I choose, I can pick them up. But in this holy moment, I choose to listen. For we have been taught that our Father answers in secret. In prayer we ask, and so we listen. And that which you hear may be coming in word or feeling. You will know it is for you. For in this moment, that which you need is given. In this moment, you know. And as you take hold of this thought or feeling, allow it to move in and through you. Immerse yourself in it. Breathe it. Each breath you take, you grow in strength and in power. It is yours to claim. And as you allow this to grow in you, it moves through you. Into this now, into this room, where it joins with other thoughts of like mind. And it flows from us into our community, wherever that may be. Into our country, and into our world, and throughout our universe. With each breath I take, I feel this flow. I know its power and its strength, and I am grateful. And somewhere, somewhen, someone says thank you for that which you have sent in this moment. Is exactly what I needed. Peace, love, harmony. And I am grateful. And that gratitude swells up and returns to you. And the circle is complete. And as I breathe into it, it grows within me. And I allow that flow to continue. And knowing that I can hold this feeling, this thought, and bring it back to my attention at any time in my day, gently, easily, and effortlessly. I bring my attention back to this now, to this when, to this room. With this feeling from my heart, I pray as Jesus, my elder brother, has taught me in this manner. Next time we'll move this a little further to the right, give you a little more room. Whatever works, right? I'm glad you did that.
I'm glad you're glad.
Every now and again, you need to be reminded that no matter how well you practice, life's a trip. I don't write this stuff, I just tell it. Channel it, that's it. Channel it. We're really kind of having an interesting week this week. Again, there's stuff just keeps coming up and keeps coming up and keeps coming up. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, what is it that really is mine to do this day? Because anymore, I need to break it down that tight. Not what is mine to do in my life. Not what is mine to do next week. What is mine to do today? What is mine to do in this moment? Now, there are times when I can do that next week, next month, next year, 5-year plan, 100-year plan, whatever. This week hasn't been one of them. Just hasn't. It's so easy to fall into platitudes. It's so easy to fall into what's going on in the world and say, woe is me, and the sky is falling, and take a pick of whichever piece you want to play with there. And when you do that, what you've done is you've taken time out from acknowledging the truth of you. You've forgotten that you have a place to go hide. You have forgotten you have a place to go hide. Now, when you first say that, we say, wait a minute. I don't need to hide from my world. I need to be out in there. I'm a very positive, constructive, productive, blah, 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 human becoming. If that were true, then why did someone just hand you lemons and you haven't figured out how to make lemonade? There's a much more graphic one I used with Steve earlier that I will not share with you today. Something about sandwiches. The whole point is that the world's going to hand you stuff. And how you deal with it will determine what your next step is. And there are times when you need to hide. There are times when you need refuge. There are times when you need to just get into a place where you know that all the slings and arrows of what's going on in my world cannot reach me. Cannot reach me. And for me, there's only one place to do that. That's when I need to begin in the stillness and go to the silence. I need to just hold that place. Because in that place, I am safe. In that place, I am whole. In that place, I am loved. In that place, whether I know it or not yet, the next step I need to take is given to me. Now, whether I take it or not really isn't the point. I have free will. And there have been a lot of times in my life when I was given the instruction and the guidance, and I went, nah, 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 nah. Nope. I'm going to do it my way because, and then I had a list. And my God loves me so much that He allowed me to do it the wrong way. And the consequences that went with it were mine. And the lesson that I needed to learn was this. The consequences are mine. I chose. It wasn't this one's fault or that one's fault. It wasn't the economy. It's no gremlin in the ground with a great conspiracy designed to mess with me. They aren't doing anything to me. I don't need an aluminum skull cap. So we all know people who are affected from rays from space, right? See, it doesn't matter what the challenge is. Once you get to the point where you can take it on and own it. If you wear an aluminum skull cap, great. As long as you know it's yours. And take ownership of it. This is my fantasy. It's the challenge of my world. I love it, and get out of the way. At least you're happy in it. And that's following the rule, if you will, is to be joy-filled. The challenge comes when others around you try to dictate the size of your skull cap, for lack of a better term. And you buy in. And you buy in. I just completed a class at the last end of October and had to write a paper. And it was on prosperity. And the reflective paper was a story about how you went in consciousness from lack to abundance. I couldn't write the paper. Not based on the language of what was asked. I had to rethink it. And here's the reason why. I'm blessed and cursed at the same time, depending on your viewpoint, in that I was raised in this movement. In my lifetime, I have never been in lack. Never. Not once. Never. Now, having said that, I've been in limitation a lot. I understand it. I know it. It's mine. I'm limiting. But lack is a fact of wanting. And wanting has never been a fact. A fact. Or a state of being of wanting. And I've never been there either. See, I've always known who is my source. Always. So what I had to do is then rethink it. Put the word back out and said, okay, this is where opportunity comes, is to grow, is when you look at stuff and you go, you know, something always bothered me, but I never was quite sure what it was. And I think I figured it out. I needed to go into Refuge, that place where I said, no, we're going to have a challenge with this one, Lord, you and me. I just needed to come be quiet. And here's what came from that silence for me. What really just rubbed me the wrong way is the work of the two words together that I use on a regular and continual basis, lack and limitation. Because just acknowledging that word puts me into a place of limitation. How sad is that? Do you see how your words can jam you up? Even with good intent? Even with good intent. That's why that place is so important for you to cultivate. That place of refuge, to grow in strength and in power. How many of you really had a really powerful week this week? Ooh, not a whole lot of hands, huh? How many of you had, oh, Jiminy Christmas, I'm hoping Sunday where I can go pray day? Yeah. Had a lot more of those, yeah? It's right in the middle. Some days good, some days not so good. Yeah, see? The truth of us is we are always powerful. That is the truth of us. Our reality may not be that. But then who's in charge of that, he said, raising his hand? That would be you. You get to choose it. And sometimes we end up in spirals, and we end up years in spirals. I was listening to a story today, a man who is currently 72, that for the first 50 years of his life was not sober. Well, he didn't count the first 10 or 12 off the top. But he didn't deny it either. He just said, I've been 24 years sober. And he's in his 70s. 50 years of his life running away from the truth of himself. And being very productive, I need to point out. And well-liked in many circles. But dependent on what? Something out here rather than in here. Learning how to come back into here and say, this is my stuff. I need a place to hide out for just a little bit. I need to know that I am safe. I need to know that I am loved. I need to know that all this stuff that's going on in my world isn't the truth of me. It's what I'm experiencing, and I need to know that. And it's there for good, and I need to know that. But in this moment, I need to be still. in this moment, I need for you to tell me, God, me, I am, that all of this is for your benefit. It's here for you to learn and to grow. It is not here to punish you. Because last week I had a punishment week, I think. Right? We've all had those, haven't we? God's testing me. And I'm not doing very well in the test. Sometimes we think that, and that's not true. It's the other way around. I test God all the time. And I was right the first time. I'm not doing very well. I just need to let go and open up and take that quiet time with me and then follow the guidance. Step out in trust, step out in faith, and move forward. This last week I had 2 papers to write. I don't wait for anything, just stack it up. That works for me really well. And in that particular paper, the question was about what keeps you from expressing the truth of you. And it's what thoughts and feelings do you have that keeps you from expressing the truth of you. And I went, this is going to be fun. And once again, I did what I had learned how to do. I had to go inside, be quiet, and say, all right, give me a path. Open me up. Let me see what's going on in my world that is in truth holding me back. And that one was a really fun paper, too. See, for me, the written word is not way high on my list. Verbally, oh yeah, I can go there in a heartbeat. Research work, absolutely. But to write it, that's just not my thing. Or is that the limiting thought? Is that the very thought that's holding me in bondage? And the answer, bottom line, is yeah, that's one of them. But sometimes we put ourselves into those positions where we're just not sure and we get lost out here. That's what we need to know. We can come back inside. Last week we talked about the 91st just a little bit. Okay? My protection, my refuge, my strength. See, I don't have to do it. Not this me. I have to do it from within me. Right? So when you're having a less than powerful week, or day or moment, that's a good time to go quiet. Here comes the secret. You do not have to find a perfect place. Now you can, if you have one that you feel more comfortable with. Do not do this while driving. Is recommended. But I just need a place where I can be quiet. Physically, we know how. We have learned how to pretty much still ourselves. But I need to be able to take that mind thought and do the same kind of thing. And the easiest way to do it, for me, is just to say, okay, in this moment, God, in this moment, this stuff is all yours. All of it. I just need to know that in this moment, in this one holy moment, I am safe and secure. I am whole and I'm free. And because God loves me so much, I get that. Now, not being such a bright student, I then pick up all the stuff that I just laid down and went right back to play with it again. And it's okay, because that's some of the things that I need to learn how to deal with and play with. It gives me another opportunity to find another way to express the oneness of myself. It gives me a way, an opportunity to look at my world and say, what is it that I would do this day, this moment, to express the truth of me? And the first part of this is, well, what do I think the truth of me is? Is there a doubt in your mind of the truth of you? Is there? Just a doubt. Yeah. There is sometimes, isn't there? Here is the truth of you. You are a beloved child of God. You are expressing God as you in this moment. Without you expressing you the way you do in this moment, God would be less for it. And God can't be less. Therefore, you are where you need to be. Isn't that a wonderful thing? Even when you're hiding. And you're in really good company. You're in really good company. Don't think that you aren't. Practice this. In this moment, I am whole. Together? In this moment, I am whole. Again. In this moment, I am whole. Now, I want you to take those words, and whichever one you need to put the most emphasis on, feel free to do it. See, for me, sometimes I needed to really lock into this moment. Sometimes moment's more important, whatever it is. Together? In this moment, I am free and whole. I had to change it in words. See, I need to do that as I go along. When you will do that, your world changes. When you will do that, you have taken that holy moment of refuge. Because in that thought, there is no room for the slings and arrows. There's your refuge. There's your fortress. The neat thing about this refuge and fortress is it's a really lightweight package. You can haul it with you no matter where you are and drag it out and put it in front. Nah, 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 nah. Right? Work on that this week. We're going into an extremely busy season for all of us. We begin Advent in 2 weeks, and then Christmas, and then New Year's, and then April 15th. I just had to throw that in. It doesn't have anything to do with anything. So you're going to be busy. Make sure that in the doing of your life, that you take a moment to the being of your life. I love you. I bless you. I appreciate you. I behold the Christ in you. Namaste.
Thank you for listening. Please feel free to pass this message along to your friends and family. You can obtain additional audio tapes or CDs by visiting our website or by calling our office at 541-772-6902. We invite you to join us in prayer. We know that prayer works, and now you can send your prayer request to our prayer team here at Christ Unity Church by using the form on our website. The activities, programs, and services of this ministry are presented on a love offering basis. All gifts, regardless of size, are gratefully accepted. You may participate either by sending your gift to Christ Unity Church, 540 North Holly Street, Medford, Oregon, 97501, or by visiting us on the Internet at www.unitymedford.org.